I missed a couple of weeks, missed a couple of good movies, but I had to come back for this one. I mean, it's Batman v Superman. It's only a movie I've been waiting on since I was about 6 or 7 years old when I read the comic. Let's do it. Alright, so we got Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. And this movie is basically the springboard into the DC cinematic universe. And it starts off showing Bruce Wayne in Metropolis when Superman was fighting Zod and all the destruction and death that's going on. And basically, Bruce Wayne ends up becoming hell-bent on stopping Superman because he feels like he's too powerful, he's too godlike, and if he wanted to, he could just kill everybody. So he basically wants to put an end to this man. Now you also have Lex Luthor, who's played by Jesse Eisenberg in here, doing his little meddling here and there to try to throw the dominoes into place and make sure that this epic showdown basically happens. Alright, so this movie had some highs and it had some lows. And because it's a movie that I've been waiting on for so long and I've anticipated so much, I actually want to start this review off by getting the bad out the way first before we jump into the good. So the first thing I disliked about the movie was the tone and the pace of it. Now, I'm not saying that I personally disliked the tone of the movie, but I feel like with it being a Batman Superman movie, that the tone was a little more mature than you would expect. I mean, yeah, I'm glad that it was mature and it captured a mature audience, but I mean, the name is Batman versus Superman. So it's going to attract small kids. And I feel like because the movie was so mature and dark that it's going to bore some of the younger generation. And that kind of sucks because if I was a kid and this movie came out, I would be turning flips to go see it. And I feel like if I watched it, if I was 7, 8 years old, the movie would bore me at times. Now, the pace was also a problem in this movie because the movie's 2.5 hours. And I don't care about a movie being 2.5 hours, but if you're going to be 2.5 hours long, I want you to entertain me for 2.5 hours. Sometimes in this movie, it did get a little slow and it made you realize, yeah, I've been in here for a while. Problem number 2 that I have is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Now, when he was cast as Lex Luthor, the internet exploded. I mean, people were furious, and I was one of the furious people, I have to say. Now, watching it, I feel like we have a legitimate gripe. I mean, he just didn't do it for me. He was too cartoony and too over the top, and I don't know. He just doesn't work. Now, sometimes in the movie, he delivers some good lines, and he has some good moments, but overall, too cartoony and just too much. I mean, come on. I grew up to that Lex Luthor. So how does he translate to the big screen to that guy? Now that we got all that stuff out the way, let's jump into the good stuff, the stuff I really enjoyed about the movie. First up, I'm going to talk about the shocker, which is Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne. I mean, when he was cast as Bruce Wayne, you had another internet uproar. Everyone went wild. No one wanted to see him as Batman. They didn't think he could pull it off. I mean, the guy's acting ability was subpar. And then me personally, I've always hated the fact that he has such a pronounced butt chin. I feel like if he was Batman and you knew Bruce Wayne and you ran into him in costume, the chin to give it away. I mean, I could see some scenario where like a guy's walking out the bar or something and then a robber runs by and picks his pocket and in comes Batman to save the day and the guy's like, hey, that guy stole my wallet, someone help him. Batman comes in, whoops up the bag, I guess the wallet, takes it back to his buddy, and it plays out something like this. Hey, here's your wallet. Yeah, that's my Batman voice. Pretty cool. Hey, here's your wallet. Thanks, Batman. I appreciate it, man. If you wasn't here, I don't know what I would do. No problem. It's my job to keep the city safe. And you're doing a good job at it. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bruce? Is that you, Bruce? Is that you? Bruce? Who's Bruce you speaking? I'm Batman. Come on, Bruce. I know that's you, man. Quit playing. I mean, come on, bro. You got the chin, man. We work together. I'm Carl from the break room. Sorry, Carl. I don't know who you're speaking of. I'm Batman. I mean, that's just a small thought that always went on in my mind. But anyway, all that aside, he kills it as Batman. I mean, I feel like that his acting was on point, and then him being a little older, it plays well into the fact that it's an older Batman, and this story takes place in the comics when Batman is a little older. Now, another thing I really enjoyed about him being Batman is that in this movie, he just doesn't care. And I know a lot of people are saying, like, that's not Batman. Batman always walks the line, and like that's what makes him Batman. He never kills. Well, let me tell you, in this movie, he does. He's riding around shooting 50 cows at everybody and blowing stuff up. And I mean, there's no way he was doing the stuff he was doing without murdering some people. And me personally, I liked it. I mean, because you got to think about it. The guy's going up against Superman. He's the hero of all heroes. I mean, you got to be a little different than what everyone's used to if you're going to get up against the man. So I can see it. He's more like, you know what, I got to do whatever it takes to stop this guy, and there's no way I can stop this guy playing by my rules. So I really enjoyed that. Now, another thing I like is Jeremy Irons as Alfred. He did an amazing job as well. I mean, he just fit. I liked him. Good job. Also in this movie, as you all know, they have Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, and I liked her too. I mean, she didn't get much screen time, but she did well. And when she did come in, you couldn't help but cheer for her. I mean, because she was such a badass. I mean, you normally expect Wonder Woman to be this muscular lady, but I mean, she had a nice, feminine, sexy look to it, but it still worked when she was in costume because she kicked ass. Now that we're talking about kicking ass, the action sequences and the scenery in this movie are wonderful. I mean, we all know Zack Snyder kills at that kind of stuff, and he kills in this movie at it. When the big fights go down, they go down. It's a movie about Batman versus Superman. I mean, come on. And the final fight, when they throw down, and it is great. I mean, couldn't ask for more. All right, so with all that being said, I think this movie was a pretty good movie. It had some really high highs, and it had some pretty low lows. I mean, I like the cast. Everyone did a wonderful job, especially Bruce Wayne as Batman. I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, but I feel like that's a small gripe that could be fixed in future movies. The tone of this movie was a little mature, and I feel like it's going to turn away some of the younger generation, which isn't a problem for me, but I feel bad for the young kids. The pacing of the movie is a little drawn out and a little slow, but it tells a good story. It's a good time. The action is kick-ass, and I feel like everyone did a good job. So if I had to rate this movie, I definitely say it's worth a midday matinee. All right, so that's it for this one. So as always, whether you liked it or whether you hated it, comment below. Let me know. But if you liked it and you thought this video rocked, like, comment, and subscribe to see more from me, Mike Prop. Later.